Hi, everybody. It's Angelo Caruso. I'm with Martyn Bye from the UK. How are you, Martyn?
I'm very well, thank you. It's nice to be with you.
Likewise. And Martyn and I had the great pleasure of working with Martyn when he chaired a Rotary District Conference. Remind me of your district number, Martyn.
District 1220 in the UK.
Very good. This event was held in Scarborough on the east coast of England. It was a lovely venue, a great event. And Martyn did such a good job. He's been asked to chair at least one other district conference. And I think he knows that he used his entire bag of tricks on the last one. So he thought it would be fun for us to talk today a little bit about what worked during the last conference and maybe what didn't work. And then looking forward a bit, what can we do next year? What can he do next year to take the conference to a different level? Does that sound like a good agenda for us today?
Sounds perfect to me because, yes, I've used all the goods I had in the bag. So.
Very good. Let's give everybody some highlights of what did happen at the conference this year. Can you give us the thumbnail sketch of attendance and just a high-end review of what happened?
Yeah, attendance was 555, which was really good for a UK-based conference. As you've already said, it was in Scarborough. People liked the venue. The weather wasn't so good. We had some good speakers. We had Angelo, as we all know. We had Renee. We had some really good youngsters who were Young Citizen of the Year award winners. And I think it's fair to say that most people in the auditorium had a tear in their eye when they'd finished. We had some comedy. We had some fun. We had some good entertainment. And as Michael has already said, yes, I used every idea I'd got. We've done a survey. The survey's come back saying excellent. People came up and shook my hand and said, this is the best conference I've been to in 25 years, which is great. And now I'm thinking, how do I better it?
I think it was one of the best conferences I have been to, and it doesn't mean there's not room for improvement. So I admire you for realizing that there's always a higher ground. There's always ways to do things better. And I think sometimes when we continue to do things the way we've always done them, we get similar attendance, we get similar feedback. We're not doing anybody any favors by just being a placemaker that year in terms of event planning. We want to do something extra special every year, so bravo. So when I do event reviews, I like to use a format called Like Best Next Time. That way we never actually make anybody feel bad about what happened. The first step, of course, is what did we like best about the event? What worked really well? What worked better than expected? Those types of things. And then after we play all of that out, we talk about, well, next time, what would be a good idea? How could we improve on what happened? Maybe some things happened that we didn't count on and they didn't go so well. How can we prevent those from happening next time? And that's, of course, when we'll also dip into the creative bucket and see what kind of edge we can get for you next year. What did we like best about the conference this year besides the attendance, the amazing participation and amazing reviews from attendees?
I think the thing that caught me the most was the way that the Rotarians bought into the younger people, the younger element. And there was a buzz when they'd finished. Everybody was saying, oh, this is good. We ought to do more of this. Why can't we involve more people? And I think some people even said, oh, if we had more people like that, things may change. And I think that's the key maybe to the future. It's that word change underlined that we need to look at.
So the implication there, if I'm reading between the lines, is that more involvement of younger people might not be a positive in some people's minds. Did I read that right?
I think some people thought it would be a positive, yes.
Well, would be.
Yeah, from that's what I'm being told. But then, of course, you always get some other people that said to me they felt that maybe there should have been a bit more Rotary content. And then somebody actually said to me, oh, it was quite nice not to see all the backslapping going on the stage where everybody was congratulating each other for the little amounts they'd done. They felt that the younger people make a bigger impact and that, help take things forwards.
We're making some notes here.
Yep.
About Rotary content, and then They thought there might have been a little bit too much self-congratulation. Did I read that?
Previously, they felt sometimes there has been too much self-congratulation, and I suppose that leads to too much living in the past about what we've done and not enough about thinking towards the future and what we're going to do.
Okay. I've done a few events since I spoke for you in Scarborough, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm trying to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall thing.
Right.
I remember that. When you have this many people, there's sometimes a hosting logistic thing that happens. That we were in a hotel that was separated from the conference center. There had to be travel and transportation to the conference center.
Yes, correct.
You're moving large groups of people around. It can be a challenge. I thought you did remarkably well with that. The conference center itself was quite large. I'm flashing back now. Let's do a quick highlight. You had an all-female, like an 8-piece band one night, yeah?
Well, starting with the Friday night, we had the Hatton School of Dance and Drama, which was young people from the age of 3 up to about 18, and they gave a variety show on the Friday evening. On the Saturday evening, we had an 8-piece all-girl band called Backchat in the main grand hall.
Yes, and you had a gymnastic team, yeah?
And on the Saturday afternoon, just after lunch, we had a 17-strong gymnastics team called Daco's Flying Angels, all boys.
Yes. So plenty of large groups of entertainers coming in. And the reason I like large groups of entertainers is if you invite a single speaker, then the speaker has a following. Some people will learn about Rotary from that speaker's Facebook page or posts or check-ins or whatever. But when you have large groups of people coming in, it's a chance to really turn up the volume of the Rotary megaphone.
Yes.
I was wondering at some point if there was a way that we might improve on that next time. So just to edify everybody that's listening now, the theater that we were in had a balcony, correct?
Yes, yes. On 3 sides, yes.
And the theory was we were using the balcony for overflow, which was necessary on the day that we had the School of Dance performers. There were how many people in that performance?
In that performance, there was 47, I think it was, performers in total, yeah.
And they brought their own crowd, right?
Yes, they brought we invited all their parents to come and watch and to meet Rotary.
And do you know how many people that represented in the audience?
I think about 50.
Okay. So one of the things I think we can do better, and this is across the fruited plain here in the United States and also in other countries, is that when we hold events, we hold Rotary events for Rotarians, and then we have special guests. And I often wonder what would happen if we had public events sponsored by Rotary, which, by the way, I experimented with during my district governor year. And we had great success with it. And I'll share the concept with you now because you might be able to use it next year at your event. You had 50 people come to watch their own kids perform in the dance troupe. Yes?
Yes.
And I think, and forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but I think they were asked to sit in the balcony, correct?
But yeah, they were. The reason we did that was because they were going to be coming and going, fetching their children, changing them and moving things around. And we thought it'd be less disruptive than having them down in the main audience.
Yeah, and that, may have been the best decision. But we made that decision at the expense of integrating the non-Rotarian audience with the Rotary audience.
Yes, I see where you're going, yes.
What happens when people have to sit next to other people and start chatting them up a little bit? Do they learn more about the organization? Is it appealing for them? Do they make a commitment? They've got young people that are coming in to interact in Rotaract status and youth exchange status. Do one of those dancers on the stage, do they have a group study, a youth exchange experience in their future? But they were segregated because we thought it would be a good idea, which maybe it was. It's not my position to judge here. We're just talking about things that we might try next time.